Industry Insider is only available at Promo Corner, the leader in digital marketing for the promotional products industry. Each Monday, they discuss, dissect, and debate a single issue impacting the world of promotional marketing from every industry perspective. Now, it's time for Promo Corner's Industry Insider.
Welcome to another edition of the Industry Insider, your promotional products podcast, where you can get all the nerdy news you need to know about. We're going to bring you plenty of nerdy news today.
Let's go. Let's get this thing underway. Let's podcast.
Bernie, settle down. Bernie, you just settle down. I'll get to you in just a second, all right, Mr. Sanders? Listen, I'm Jeff Franklin, National Accounts Manager with Headwear USA, joined today by three other lovely folks, including a very well-known senator of the United States Congress, and so we'll get to him in just a second.
Please, let's get the show on the road.
All right. So platinum level broadcast today, as Bill Petrie would like to say. And so listen, we're brought to you today by Tervis. All right. Tervis has been around since 1946, and they're celebrating 75 years in business, starting with their classic line. Sleek styles make for the perfect active and on-the-go lifestyle. Tervis is the original double wall insulated drinkware that keeps cold drinks cold and reduces condensation. They're backed by a made-for-life guarantee. They're the original customizable double-wall insulated drinkware that keeps cold drinks cold and hot drinks hot. Available in several sizes, including a 16-ounce mug. They've got 16 or 24-ounce tumblers. They've got a 24-ounce water bottle. Listen, they're made from Triton plastic, made in America, lifetime warranty, dishwasher safe, microwave safe, and they're BPA free. You definitely got to go check them out at tervispromos.com. Like I said, joined today by three other lovely folks. Why don't we say hi to Stephen McFadden?
Hello. I can't keep it together right now, so I'm not looking at the screen.
Yeah, fair enough. So listen, for those of you that aren't aware, Meg Erber, which we'll say hi to here in just a second, came up with a very fantastic take on the Bernie Sanders meme. So Meg, why don't we say hi to you while you got a mouthful of water there?
Hi.
Assuming it's water.
Well, you never know. It is noon, but no, it's water in my non-Tervis.
So if you take a look at the meme that Meg Erber put together, and obviously the virtual background that she's rocking there, and we decided to bring Bernie Sanders on with us, guys. Bernie, the Chairman Sanders, and no, all jokes aside, Bill Petrie, you're the man. This is a very, very exciting episode, guys. This is our 100th episode of Industry Insider, and we could think of no other guests to bring on the show other than, I'm not sure what you're doing there with the whole stick and circles thing.
Was that a 0-1-0?
Rather inappropriate.
Is it 1? I keep backwards. So is it 0 or is it 1-0-0?
Yeah. As I was saying, I couldn't think of any other guest that we could possibly bring on for a 100th episode to sort of celebrate 100 than Bill Petrie. You have absolutely, helped us get things kicked off and started. And, we're very fortunate of the start that we've got. We were able to sort of step on the shoulders or start on the shoulders of industry podcast giants. And so we appreciate that. And it's been a huge blessing to us being able to sort of get to where we are now. So Bill, why don't you say hi to everybody?
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me. Really appreciate it. Fun to be back. Weird to be back. We haven't done this for a while. But congratulations to you guys. This show's not about me. It's about you three and what you've done with Industry Insider. It is such a great piece of content. It's kind of must-watch content, I think, for most people in the industry every week. So kudos to the three of you for doing the great job you do.
We appreciate that, Bill.
Thank you.
I almost meant it too. I was trying to be sincere. I hope I hit it.
I was trying to remove my background, and I'm like,
it came across genuine, Bill.
Okay,
yeah.
It was pretty genuine.
We've had a lot of fun doing this. Like, we miss you, but it's been fun. Like, we were, when you first departed, we were like, well, what are we gonna do? Do we want to just like bring on like another person? Like, no, like, so we just started just bringing random guests on that had something like going on, and it just worked. It just worked. So We're glad you left. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Wow. Okay. Well, thanks. Appreciate it. Had a good time. Thanks for having me on and let me do Bernie Sanders impressions.
Yeah, it's funny because we had Dale Denham on last week, and he talked about I can't remember exactly how it came up. We were talking about how or he said, when you guys first started your podcast, if you go back and listen to it, it probably wasn't as good as you are now. And I really wanted to joke, but I refrained. I was going to say, yeah, we got rid of the
dead weight,
and no, but Bill,
I'm not going to say anything negative. I'll let them handle that.
Bill, we love you, and it does feel really great to have you back on the show, if it is just for one episode. But it's really awesome to have you. And yeah, Meg, why don't we sort of reiterate on what you were chatting about with the just how we've had to recreate the show in a way, because honestly, this show was formed because we wanted to bring, the three main viewpoints of the industry together into one podcast: the supplier, the distributor, and the business service provider, to really benefit the audience, to give those different takes. And since you've left the show, it's been sort of, we've had to recreate ourselves in a sense. And of course, then we had the pandemic. So, we don't have the events and different things coming up each year, or, each couple weeks or months or whatever, to springboard us into the next conversation or topic. So, the only way to talk about the pandemic over and over again is to have new people on each week. So we've, recreated with the special guests.
Yeah, well, you could try to make it fun. And like when new guests come on, just go, "Hey, how's your pandy going?" Something funny like that. I think that might lighten the pandemic up a little bit.
Oh, okay. I got it. The
Is that catching on anywhere?
We're starting it right now. Okay. Hey, how's your pandy? Having a good pandy?
Hashtag pandy.
Yeah, pandy life.
With an I.
I'm having a handy pandy. How about you?
What we should have done instead of like 100th episode? We should have done like a roast, because that would have been fun.
You know what, Bill? Typically, see, we're breaking up the format already, because typically when we introduce the special guest, we allow the special guest a good 3 to 4 minutes to sort of talk about themselves. And I know you love to talk about yourself. I know you love to talk about yourself. Completely kidding. But for anybody that doesn't know, I've never gotten to do this with you. So why don't you give people the rundown of your history in the industry, how you got started, where you've been, what you've been up to lately, and we'll sort of take the show from there. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been in the industry for going on my 21st year. Before that, I played professional highlight. A lot of people don't realize that, for about 3 years in South Florida. Before that, I was a backup quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers third string. Never saw any field time, unfortunately. Had a bizarre gardening accident that kind of prevented that. No, in all seriousness, I've been in the industry 21 years. 15 years as a supplier or as a distributor, and 5 years as a service provider. Fortunate enough to be part of Promo Corner for 30+ years and really love my time there. And now I kind of branched out on my own with my business partner, Kelsey Cunningham, and we have a business services company called Brandivate, where we focus on really trying to create an advertising and market agency experience for suppliers and distributors in the industry. So even though the quarterbacking and the highlight career didn't work out, I think we're doing okay.
Backup plan.
Yeah, one thing that I will say, Bill, that I wanted to have you on when Brandivate first sort of formed, because the thing that you did with the Brandvicates was amazing. And we don't have to dive deep into this, because I know you don't want to make it a Brandivate show, but I think you did something that us people in the promo industry should really take to heart, because you actually used promo to sell promo, which was pretty awesome. It's sort of a crazy concept,
It is. And you three all participated in that. And I'll touch on it just very briefly. It's something we're really proud of. How do you launch a company, let alone in the middle of a pandemic? And what we thought was, we had just identified about 25 to 30 people, sent them each a box of very cost-effective merchandise, and a little placard in there. Kelsey loves when I say the word placard, but we did put a placard in there with just some slight instructions, kind of what to do, what to use, what day. And it just left the creativity to everybody. And you guys all knocked it out of the park. Meg did, you guys did the drinking thing with the pouring of with charity, the pouring of the booze. Stephen drew me in a mullet. with a writing instrument, and it was just a really good time to do that. And it was one of those things we you white knuckle it. It was a significant expense for us being a startup, and it just caught on like wildfire. And honestly, it's something we're really proud of.
That's awesome.
You should be. I think I had more fun doing that than anything else last year combined. Like that was the most fun. I mean, we were also in a pandemic, but it was like when we first got it, we were like, oh, this is so cool. I'm part of this really cool club. And then we all did like our first day. And then like by the second day, I'm like, oh my God, that was
It's a competition. It became a competition.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, even though we were in the middle of a pandemic, I think our goal was to make sure everybody had what we would call a dandy pandy. And I hope we achieved that.
Good to know your pandy was very dandy.
So dandy.
Yeah.
This year we might do some candy.
There you go.
Some pandy candy.
What's your favorite pandy candy?
This podcast is definitely falling off a cliff. So no, but kudos to you. Really appreciate it. But yeah, Meg, what you were saying, I think it was definitely a competition. I think because when I first got the stuff, I was like, I have no idea what the hell I'm going to do with any of this. And then day one, you just did your first thing. But then as people continued to come out, you just were constantly trying to one up the next person and come up with something.
Yeah. Well, you had like Brett Schaefer do a scene by scene, picture for picture video of a scene out of Fast Times at Ridgemont High. You had David Schultz write an original song, and I know
what a song.
Yeah, Kelsey and I watched that unfold, and we're just in awe of what everybody was doing, and it was such a really wonderful outpouring of love. I'll never forget it. So thank you guys for being part of it, and it's something that's pretty special to me and Kelsey.
Sure. Absolutely. All right. So why don't we get into the meat of this episode, if you don't mind, Bill? I know I said the word meat, and your eyes just lit wide open with all the.
Wondering if I started drooling.
Yeah, I just wondered if I had something on the pit barrel cooker outside.
Yeah,
I love our pit barrel. We have a pit barrel too. We love it. We don't even use our grill anymore. By the way, I've turned customers on to the pit barrel. I'm like, this is where I eat all my meat.
It's a nice device. I've got a pit barrel. I've got an upright vertical smoker and a grill. So
yeah.
Very nice.
Talk about meat all day.
I want to have handy pandy
meat.
Hey,
all right.
If you want to have a dandy handy pandy, you need to have a nice pellet stove or pellet grill. That's what you've got to have. The pellet grills are nice.
Anywho.
All right. So thank you, Stephen, for that nudge into the right direction. So listen, it's our 100th episode, and what I think we should talk about, or maybe dive into history a little bit and just talk about the past 100. Do any of you have like a favorite episode or a moment that you'd like to bring up and sort of reminisce on?
Well, I think we'd be. Should we let Bill start?
Yeah, sure.
No, okay.
So let's go there.
Bill, go ahead.
I'll just share two, and then I'll shut up. The first one, because Stephen and you, Jeff, you guys approached me and were talking about, doing something like this. And I thought it was a great idea. And together we came up with the concept of what we would call the fourth chair. We wanted a female voice. That was very important to us as we started the podcast. So I remember doing that first podcast, and we all knew we needed a female voice. And then my favorite episode after that is, Meg threw her hat in the ring. We threw it on the podcast saying, we really want a female voice. We're keeping a fourth chair open specifically for female in our industry. We want that voice. And Meg threw her hat in the ring. And it was one of those things, I think the three of us before Meg got on kind of thought, well, let's have Meg for a couple episodes and then we'll try somebody else and so on and so forth. And I think it was maybe 14 seconds in, I think the three of us decided, why would we even have anybody else? Because it's Meg's chair. It's Meg's chair. It'd be stupid and irresponsible of us to try anybody else. So that's my favorite is in watching Meg and watching you guys just take the concept has been just a thrill, truthfully.
And that first episode was May of 2019 when Meg started, and the Made in the USA episode. And that was going to be one of the ones I said I think changed the dynamic of what we were doing forever, like from there on out. So that's definitely a fave.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, no, I remember how when that first concept of the fourth chair came up, we were talking about the female voice in the industry, because that's, the fourth very important voice. And
it was going to be rotating. We were going to have a different guest each week. And, you know, it was going to be, in a sense, kind of like Charity's Badass Women of Promo, but, you know, just a rotating fourth chair of badass women in the industry. And yeah, we had Meg on and realized the difficulty of, you know, scheduling and making sure everybody's got the equipment to actually record and everything. And we had Meg on, like you said, within like 15 or 20 seconds. I think we all had that same feeling of, all right, why would we even rotate it? Let's just have Meg on because she's great. So
oh, thanks guys.
Yeah.
I just remember how nervous I was, and I was like, all right, at least I'll sit back the first, you know, minute or two and just listen. And then Bill was like, so Meg, how do you feel about USA Made? And I was like,
if I have one gift, I can make someone feel exquisitely uncomfortable at a moment's notice.
just taking over that role of making me uncomfortable.
I like to keep you on your toes, Meg. You know, you're a competitor, and
Speaking of on your toes, Meg, what was your favorite episode?
Oh,
So that's a good question. I had a couple. Obviously, I think my favorite one was Henner when he came on, but let's talk about leading up to him coming on. So we're so excited with this really cool product. We knew Henner could just take over, right? We were all like, we got this. It's gonna be so fun, so easy. 11:45, no Henner. 11:50, no Henner. 11:55, no Henner. And it's actually just me and Jeff at this point.
I would say Andrew, Steven. I wasn't there either.
9 no Henner. I remember we had to call Brendan, and we were like, Brendan, I think we're gonna have a no-show on this guest. Like,
we were freaking out because I'm like, I don't even know what to talk about. Like, I had no backup plan, and it was like 12:58, and I'm like, I don't know what to talk about. It was literally just me and Jeff, and then
I showed up 60 seconds before.
Right, and then Henner showed up, and then we just went into it, and I was like,
I think it's one of the things people don't realize about a guest-driven show is and Jeff, I know, pretty much runs the hosting of the show and gets it live on Facebook. I think that's still the case.
Yep.
There are a few things. The 5 minutes leading into going live is the worst. Will the guests show up? If they show up, do they sound good? Do they look good? Is all their equipment working? Because they're the variable. You guys have the same equipment all the time. And then you always have the fun variable of, wonder if Facebook's going to be an ass today and actually not let me live stream.
yeah.
So you have that. I mean, it's so that 5 minutes is so tension filled. And even just leading up to it, like you said, waiting for that guest. Are they going to show up? Oh my gosh, what do we do if they don't show up? And you guys handle that stuff well. Better than I do. So I don't have a
plan.
better than I do.
There's actually some behind the scenes of that specific episode that made that one of my most memorable and probably worst. So we were coming back from a mountain trip.
Yeah, that's the one you were at the Chick-fil-A,
yeah,
right?
And originally we were going to be able to stay in the Airbnb that we were in long enough to do the recording from there. I had all my stuff with me. We left. We had to leave earlier than I expected. Are leaving, so we find, it's 15 minutes before. I'm punching in places that I know have free Wi-Fi, and I was like, Chick-fil-A's got free Wi-Fi. If I get in the parking lot, we can probably pick it up. And I can't really get it from the car. So I pull a purple TV tray that like my daughter was using for her tablet. And I'm with a tablet and walking like towards the Chick-fil-A place, which is closed on the inside. And I'm holding the tablet on the stand standing outside their like patio area next to the plants. And the manager at one point during the podcast like comes walking towards me, and I'm like trying to walk away from him, like knowing I'm live. And I kept going in and out, and it was a fiasco.
It happens. Show's got to go on.
It does. But other than that, I think when we had like Taylor Borson or Mary Ellen, oh my God, I just loved her. I didn't even know her, and it's their energy, and it's like, that's what people want to see. Like, we're in a pandemic, and it is a sad time. It was a scary time. And it's like, I mean, first couple of weeks of that quarantine, like I was in a bad place. I was so stressed out because of the masks. I mean, it was really scary. So we really wanted to make sure we brought on guests that could kind of bring that energy and bring that excitement. So Henry was great. We brought on Taylor. That was amazing. We had so many fun guests that summer.
I mean, Dan Nevins. I mean, there was all...
He like propelled me into this whole like thing of like wanting to, by the way, a little teaser. It's all stemmed from that episode with Dan Nevins. It inspired me to want to like really give back on a very, very big level and get the industry involved. So I just know that something is coming from Promo Cares, and it is something very big. And I'm so excited about it. I'm a bad secret keeper, so don't give me secrets. But
Well, Meg, that was actually one of my questions for everybody. Like from this podcast, like has anyone like learned anything or been motivated to do anything just because of the format or just because of what we've had to learn in the show? I mean, I could think of several things on my end, but you guys go ahead.
Well, I mean, just when we had Roger on and Danny on and from Promo Cares, they were so inspiring. Like they're such good people, and it made me really want to be just like part of their friend group even more. Like I always had FOMO because I always miss out on that band together thing every year, and I'm like, I just didn't even know about it. Like, where am I? Like, what field am I in? I'm not even in left field. Like, how do I miss that every year? So now I just really get to be part of that group that helps. I just really I took a lot of personal growth and a lot of like, it's not about me. I'm not the center of the universe. Like, what can I give back now? What can I do? Who can I align myself with that has those opportunities to be able to give back? So that's what I took from this.
Yeah, that board that you're on is like filled of like some of my favorite people in the industry for sure. Like I feel left out every time I see you guys post something. Yeah.
Thanks.
What about you, Steven? What have you learned from?
Well, I think when we originally were doing just the straight audio recordings, and we had people probably don't know this, but we would batch record, so we would have to mass research all these topics beforehand. And there were some weeks where we had, like, I was looking back, there was a Made in the USA or tariffs followed by Made in the USA followed by Nexus. I mean, it was just like tons of data stuff, like in a period of like a month. I think we recorded those all in one sitting, if I'm not mistaken. And I think that week or the weeks leading up to that, I watched like hours upon hours of, professor videos on YouTube about different topics and researching articles online about different things. And I learned so much about our industry just because I was forced to, because I wanted to be able to speak to it with an educated tone. And people don't know a lot of that, but I think it was good. That's what we wanted to do. We wanted to provide a resource, for people that didn't know about things that were affecting the industry. That's the thing that stands out the most for me. That and I learned a lot about lead. We talked a lot about that in 19. Learned a lot more about regionals. Personal education. The education courses and stuff. All of which I've done stuff with since learning about them. So
yeah, that's one thing I was going to bring up is I loved our discussion about the regionals, because I know, at the time, Stephen, you were considering being part of a board, and you were wanting to learn more about that. And I think that's something that especially now with the pandy, it's hard for the regionals to find new revenue streams and things like that. And so I think I love that discussion about the regionals and getting involved. I know, Jeff and I have been really involved, and I know Megan has too. So I like that discussion as well.
I'm an immediate past president now, and it feels weird.
I'm not on a board for the first time since I can't remember. I resigned from Promo Kitchen last year, resigned from Promo Cares last year too. I was just too busy with everything. And I just rolled off as immediate past president of the rack board. So it's like, I have all this time to work.
What?
Holy moly. How much can you get done now?
I know. I can now.
I can get a lot done.
Yeah. So I think some of my favorite memories was just sort of making that transition post Bill, and then because we were in the pandemic, sort of rediscovering, and it kind of made us get
interesting that your favorite moment is transitioning past Bill. I think we all find that a little interesting. Jeff, why don't you explain that a little bit?
I mean, I'd love to. I wanted to have well, at that time it would have been like a fifth chair, like a rotating guest from time to time. But see, the podcast software that you were using was capping us at 4 people. We couldn't actually have more than 4 people, more than 4 audio lines in the podcast. And, we switched to video and Zoom. I mean, hell, we could have 100 guests in here if we wanted to, I think
we don't.
Since I'm Switzerland Steven, according to Facebook, I think you both bring up very valid points.
What?
Who said that?
Switzerland Steven, Jeff, I think, or no, Jeremy said that, right? Switzerland Steven? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, nobody puts Meg in the corner.
That's right.
Well, Steven, you and I are both getting some hair love this week.
Oh, sweet.
Jeremy. So nobody has said anything about Meg yet, which is great. It's nice to finally see the males of the show get
Our
some
time to shine.
Bill, I think they said you have some lovely hair as well.
All 16 of them.
Yeah.
Hey, since this is nerdy news, I saw that there were some stats sent over. Do you
You
guys see
picked
that?
me.
Go
I
ahead.
asked-
No. I wanted you to do it.
Where's
Oh.
that's it over?
I-
Did I miss
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because I wanted to have some stuff and what we've basically done. So some average stats, okay? This is our 100th episode, so I might as well talk about it. We reach over 1,800 people per live show. This is an average, average. Repost, about 250 people per repost. Reactions, likes, about 40 reactions per episode. Comments, over 30 comments per episode. And about 4 shares per episode. So that's really good. I mean, I don't know what it was when we were just audio, but I remember that time that we all decided, like, we were doing audio, we recorded our last one, like, man, COVID hit, like, we can't batch these up anymore because what's relevant this week is going to be like ancient history next week. And then we're like, all right, let's just do it, as we go. And then I'm like, we should just go live. Like, let's go on and video. And obviously we got to see some fantastic hairdos out of Bill. I know those first couple of weeks, that was like, they were goals, man.
That's my favorite thumbnail was the one where Bill wasn't on the show or he was running late or something. And I was holding a picture of Bill when he was doing the crazy hair for us. I screen captured that, and I'm sure that's probably
when you're not blessed with a lot on top, but the sides continue to kind of go Larry Fine, Three Stooges on you.
Yeah.
It can get pretty crazy and pretty wacky pretty quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you guys actually called me out for an episode on Facebook because I wasn't there yet. I don't know if you guys remember that one. And all 3 of you took a picture and put it on Facebook and said, waiting on Steven, and posted it on Facebook.
I remember that now.
A couple times.
Yeah.
I think we've done that a couple times.
Hey, going along with the data you had there, I kind of added up the recording minutes. So there's over 50 plus hours of recording between the 100 episodes, which is crazy. And then with the live views and the audio listens, it's kind of hard to get some of that data, but going off averages, it'd be over 100,000 listens and watches. So
awesome. That's awesome. Thank you, guys.
Crazy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All of our listeners, thank you. Like, this has been so much fun. I'm glad you've been doing it.
In all seriousness, you guys do such a great job. And to tell a little, when we started doing this, like I think Steven, you mentioned, we batched them, and that was basically because the world is still very open. Two of you are suppliers and on the road, and so we always had to record on Fridays. Fridays were always challenging for me, so we just figured we'd batch 3 to 5 at a time, which I think, sadly, you 3 got the worst of me. My memories of those times, very rarely was I in a great mood. I think it was like, okay, do the next one. Let's go do the next one. And then like, and then, okay, let's go to the next one.
break? No, get back in here.
Yeah, but at the time, I was doing the podcast with Kirby, Unscripted. And I was also doing the Promo Cares podcast. So every week I was recording like 3 podcasts. And then the weeks we would batch, I'd be recording 7. And it was just, first of all, it's too much for me to listen to myself. God bless anybody else who wants to. So you guys have really taken what was a kernel of an idea and a concept into something really much better. And so kudos to you guys. Seriously, I love the fact that it's video. I love the fact you guys do it live. And I honestly think I speak for everybody who watches. I love the chemistry of you 3. Having me on here would only detract from that. So I thank you for letting me crap on your 100th episode.
Oh, not at all. We're glad to have you. We really are.
Crap along on the dandy pandy that we've been having. Really.
Well, at first I was having a dandy pandy, but I'm having such a good time now. I'm having a grandy pandy.
Pandy.
There you go.
It's funny you mentioned the. I was gonna say it's funny you mentioned the rapid fireness. I actually remember there was a moment where I think all of us were like, "Can we grab water or use the restroom real quick?" Bill's like, "Well, you have as long as it takes me to read the intro," and then like started it, and we were like, "Oh boy."
And you guys raised some memories.
Grace under pressure. Hey, speaking of rapid fire, you gonna rapid fire me? You do that with some of your guests now.
We are actually. We are going to rapid fire you.
All right.
and Steven aren't even prepared, which is even great because I'm going to.
I'm not.
And we're going to have to do rapid fire.
You don't run the responsibilities.
But I.
Wow.
I really couldn't. I just
If you're about to go to rapid fire, I have a couple questions because I just got handed something.
Fire
a couple
away.
questions. So these are just quick answers, no right answers, no wrong answers. Just answer first
This
thing.
is perfect.
Worst guest besides me.
Bill Petrie.
Okay. Anybody else?
Hold on. Worst guest.
We can't do that.
Yeah, I can.
No,
I just did.
this isn't James Corden or you know,
Okay, fine.
pass.
All right, fine.
Like boring or ugly.
No.
I mean,
No. I'll let it go. Favorite one single episode, just one. Your favorite one, Jeff. Too
Honestly,
long.
I think I had the most fun on Steven's birthday, believe it or not, where we did the Jeopardy. That was a hell of a lot of
Cool.
fun.
That was a fun one. Meg.
Insomnia cookies because we got a whole box of cookies before. Oh no! I take it back. That was my second favorite, the yoga one with Ronnie because we were all doing like fun yoga poses. That was my favorite.
Awesome. Stephen McFadden.
I was also going to say my birthday one.
Awesome. All right. The only other question I have, and then I'll turn it back over to you.
What's your favorite episode of Industry Insider, Bill?
Anyone I was on. So let's continue. No, my favorite one, honestly, was when we brought Megan because it really enhanced the dynamic of the. It really felt like a glove. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I only have one more thing, and then I'll turn it back over to you guys. What does episode 200 look like? How is it different than it is today? Let's start with you, Stephen McFadden.
Wow, that's great.
that should be the rapid fire.
I'm sorry.
I feel like that should be the rapid fire question.
No.
I see that I still see that it being a video format. But I got to think that's 2 years from now. So I don't know if we're going to be robots or whatever, but
wrong. It's in hologram form and everybody will
true.
have it on their desktop. Next
VR.
person, Meg.
But I was going to say, I think our guests are going to start breaking outside the industry is where I see this
Cool.
going. I think it's going to be influencers, clients. I think we need to get bigger perspective. And we realized too, over the pandemic, not a lot of people are saying no to wanting to be our guests. And we're like, let's shoot for the moon. Let's go get some people outside the industry, big names that can bring perspective.
I'm going
Good
to
for
get Gary Vaynerchuk for our 200th episode.
There you go. Meg, what about you? How do you see it changing?
What is 100th episode? So
Nudge.
Meg, what does episode 200 look like?
you know what? Gosh, I like the hologram idea. I'm in. And I also like. No, I really think what Steven said is bringing some people in outside of our industry, which we've done. We brought in Tim Walsh from Insomnia Cookies, and we have a guest coming on in a couple of weeks. It's really exciting. That's from outside the industry, and a deaf dog, which is really cool. I know, right? I know. He's on the Promo Cares website. He's like a famous dog. I'm really excited about that. So
Can't wait to talk to the dog.
I know
Cool.
the dog can talk to us.
Jeff, what about you? And then I'm your guinea pig.
Yeah,
for
so
rapid fire.
episode 200, 2 years from now, I think obviously we'll be back on the road, I think, as sales folks. So I don't think Wednesdays are going to continue to work for a live broadcast. I think it will still probably do video format like Steven mentioned, but it'll probably be on Fridays. That would be my guess. I think we'll continue to have guests, and like Steven said, we'll probably branch a little bit more outside of the industry, although we'll still have industry guests on, I believe. But that's one thing that I'm really excited about is actually rediscovering ourselves again, because once the pandemic's over, the pandy, we're basically going to have to rediscover how we're going to go about, continuing to move forward with the show again. So,
Yep, absolutely.
I did have one memory lane episode. I don't know if you guys remember this. Because I was listening to a bunch before. We had the episode about how not to get sick at trade shows. The following episode was post Spark. I don't know if you guys remember this, where I was really sick. Yeah. And I sounded like a gravel truck.
Yeah.
And it's actually a funny one because there's a lot of commentary in that one. I don't know if you guys remember it or not.
Yeah, we remember it.
Okay.
A little bit.
all right. So we're
I'm
going to
done.
rapid
It's a lot
fire.
of fun stuff.
Okay.
Rapid fire. All right. Let me go first.
Please.
Sure, go ahead.
All right. So invisibility or super flying power? That's my rapid fire question. Go, Jeff. Invisibility or flying?
Flying.
I thought you said disability. I'm like, why would anybody pick a disability? That's like, that's like, I thought you were going to ask me, hey, Bill, what's your favorite disability? I'm like, who would ask that question?
Who would ask who their worst guess is, Bill?
Your favorite disability is
That was
Hey, Steven, what's your favorite childhood affliction?
The wooden spoon.
I'll say, so let's go ahead, Meg. What was it? Invisibility or?
Okay, so invisibility or like flying, if you had a superpower.
Flight or invisibility.
I go invisibility every day of the week.
You're such a creepy man. Steven,
do you want me to say that in a creepy way? I choose invisibility for obvious reasons.
I want you to do it in the Bernie Sanders voice.
I choose invisibility. I'd warm there.
Fine.
Go ahead, Steven.
Come on, Chuckles.
I was unprepared for the rapid fire, and I've been.
That's the idea.
Invisible or flight?
I did flying. I said flying.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were talking to me to ask my question. I don't
No, because not yet, because we want to know what you were. I would fly just because I wouldn't want to be creepy, but if it wasn't creepy, I would want to be invisible, like totally.
Oh, being invisible is not creepy at all.
You know.
I would choose flight because, you don't have to sit on an airplane with 170 other people. You can just fly yourself wherever you want to go. Like we could literally be in, the Maldives right now. No problem whatsoever. You could podcast in the Maldives.
What if you were a really slow flyer? Would you change your answer?
No, because you'd still get there eventually.
What if you had to flap your arms like a bird?
It's
tiring.
super tiring.
All right, Steven, why don't you go next?
No, I don't have one. Keep
next.
Like I said, Steven, you're going next.
Favorite word in Spanish? Go.
No, that's not my question.
Bueno.
Wait. Jeff and Steven, you guys, come on. I'm embarrassed.
Bill's on here too.
All right.
Is everybody high?
Favorite protein.
Favorite protein. I'm gonna go with the incredible edible egg.
Really?
As much as I smoke and barbecue meats, the egg is just so versatile. I could eat an egg every day and be happy. The second would be any sort of red meat.
I'm gonna go filet mignon.
I'm
gonna get hate from all the meat purists because I know
that's terrible.
A ribeye is the best steak apparently, but that's just too fatty for me.
Fatty.
I like filet.
No, New York strip is quite delicious as well.
I'm a big steak eater, but I can't have any fat like touch my mouth whatsoever. Every meat person hates me. I'm like, I'm sorry, I have to dissect this steak so there literally can be no. I'm if there's pork and fat touches my mouth, I can't eat it. Okay, so peanut butter.
You could really
peanut butter?
Stop. Yes.
And Meg, you could totally stop doing the retching voice and sound. I think we'd all be super cool with that.
What happens when pork touches your mouth, Meg?
I'm sorry.
Chicken is actually my favorite.
The common yard bird.
Mhm.
Very nice. All right, guys.
Jeff, your rapid fire.
First place you're going on vacation after all this handy pandy.
Well, I went on like vacation last year, so this year I'm gonna go to Maine.
You're a shithead. You don't even count. Like, just be quiet, Meg.
I'm gonna go to Maine though. Memorial Day weekend, maybe for the week. Gonna go up to Maine, rent a house on the lake, Moosehead Lake. That's what I'm gonna do. I just want to get out in nature, do some hiking, just be outside. That's all.
Bill?
New York City. I love New York City.
Really?
I lived there for 5 years. I want to be around people. I want to be around energy. I want to be around that.
Bill, have you gotten sick over the last year? You're an introverted
extrovert.
I'm
an introverted. But I love New York City. I lived there for 5 years, and I just love being orderly. Yeah, I love that place.
Realist.
Absolutely. I'm a realist and an idealist.
Very interesting.
Not a pessimist with positive thinking.
That's right. I'm an enigma wrapped in a puzzle surrounded by a question mark. Don't try to figure me out. I don't even know who the hell I am.
The Riddler. Steven.
Probably I don't know if I think we were doing this before the pandemic, but Disney, with the kids and
when are you going?
We're actually going in the summer for my daughters to be dancing at Epcot. So
You're
Oh,
expecting
very
we're
cool.
still going to be in the dark ages in the summer, huh?
I think so. From what we hear, though, it's actually, if you can go and get in with the limited access they have, it's actually quite a good experience from what
Yeah,
we're hearing.
it is.
Sure, it is.
It is. My
So
daughter
it's-
went, and it was like everyone had to wear the mask, and it was hand sanitizer before every ride, and it was like really, really safe.
Like low
So
lines and all that. I'm like,
very low. Oh yeah.
so, yeah, I'm excited to do that. And then possibly another Euro trip sometime.
Yeah. So I don't know that you could call it a vacation, but I think it's going to be. We have plans to go to Puerto Vallarta in June for a wedding.
Nice.
Oh,
If everything pans
Very
out
nice.
as planned, but yeah, that's the plan. I would like to go somewhere else, but that's what's happening.
Yeah.
All right, very cool. That was a great episode, Bill. Why don't you hit us with your rapid fire questions, sir?
I don't have any. That was it. I had my rapid fire earlier. I can make some
Oh,
up if you'd like.
That doesn't count. Yeah, you're gonna have to make up another one. It's rapid
Okay,
fire.
a rapid fire question. All right. When will the next large scale industry event take place? What will that be?
ASI Chicago. It's already scheduled, and I
Person.
believe it's when is it? July or August, something like that. September. I think
They gonna pull it off? They're gonna pull it off?
I think so.
when you
Right.
say event, do you mean like, could it be current event or does it have to be like a physical event? Because
Physical in-person event where most people feel
Oh.
okay being around other humans.
Next year. I feel like every travel, a lot of these big companies have kind of just completely eliminated their travel budget for shows. So I really don't think anything big and anything exciting is going to happen this year. Unfortunately, I know I'm on a board or committee for a big trade show, and it's just right now it's not happening. As much as I want it to happen, I'm one of the only ones on the. I'm like, hey, let's at least do hybrid. So I think it's gonna be 2022. I think it'll be second quarter. We'll see.
I'm leaning first quarter 2022 for the first large scale event, maybe Vegas, possibly in 2022. But I think that we're going to see smaller like EME power meeting, things like that, where they can start to redo those because you can do them much safer with smaller people. So it's not a widespread industry event, but some of the smaller events I think can start to come back this year.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think, based on what Meg was saying, I feel like, it may be a really dumb perspective on my end or short-sighted, but I think it's kind of crazy to think that your entire travel budget or show budget is completely eliminated in January of 2021 when you have no idea what's around the corner. At this point, we're vaccinating over 1 million people a day. Between the vaccinations and herd immunity, if we're not doing something in Q3, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Yeah, I think Q3 is probably about it. I think it wouldn't surprise me if ASI Chicago got pushed to the fall, but I think Q3 is probably about right.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Any comments or questions from Facebook that we need to address?
I don't think anything last minute, but I've got the ad read up. So
Sweet.
Before you read the ad, can I say one thing real quick? Just thank you to guys for having me on. Just saying thank you for having me on. Thanks to Promo Corner. I had a great time when I worked there, and it's a great group of people. And keep doing what you're doing. This is really a good service you guys do for the industry. And so thank you again for having me on. You guys are great.
Thank you, Bill.
I'm very selfish, and I'm doing it, for self-serving reasons. It's actually a very nice break. I actually told Joel this the other day. It's a very, very nice way to break up the week for me, at least. It's very, calming and relaxing to be able to come in here and just sort of, muck around with you guys each week. So I appreciate it.
I keep getting a question about my shirt, so I just wanted to. It's the King of Champion. I'm trying to hold it up, but for those of you who don't know why I'm doing that, it's the Champion sweatshirt. That's all. I don't even know what it says. King of sweatshirts. Super soft, super comfortable. That's all.
Very nice. No plug there at all. All right. So you know what we will plug? We're gonna plug Tervis today, because this wonderful, fine broadcast was brought to you by Tervis. And guess what? They added stainless to their well-established line about 2 years ago, with the goal of being better than the competition by utilizing state-of-the-art 360-degree UV printing. They're available in 4 different sizes: 12 ounce, 20 ounce, 30 ounce. And they've also got a 24 ounce water bottle. And now they've got 24, 30, and 40 ounce wide mouth bottles.
Take your pick. They're awesome. 5-year warranty, 18.8 copper lined, vacuum insulated, 8 hours hot or 24 hours cold. You got yourself some premium drinking vessels over at tervispromos.com. You will not be sorry if you went there and checked them out. But listen, guys, really appreciate you being on with us, Bill. Thank you guys for sticking it out. This was a long one, but hey, we're excited to celebrate 100, and here's to 100 more.
Awesome.
Bye. Thank you, guys.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Promo Corner's Industry Insider. For more great content from industry thought leaders, including podcasts, blogs, and videos, visit promocorner.com.